Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Tazapanya, Banyamyan of the Sons of Yasharala camp out here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Double honors unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS who do well. Salutations to the house of David, all right, who's being risen up in these last days, the hopeful elect, the remnant of Yasha'Allah. This is going to be a quick hit through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect. As you can see in the topic, Petro dollar collapse, oil price skyrockets, hyperinflation basically ensues, man. All right, it's still January, the hopeful year of all prophecies coming to pass, and we coming up to a time where major lifestyle changes, and this came out 3 hours ago. It's got about 3K views plus. All right, this guy named he's a Canadian who lives in Texas, Digital Outlook, and he goes into the coming cashless digital infrastructure with the financial sector of the world. All right, and in the first 3-4 minutes it gets heavy, okay, because not only today I saw on Telegram, Gold Telegram, I think like some type of Twitter, Egypt has just agreed to join the BRICS bank. So the BRICS nations, right, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, have their own central bank. Because you got to remember, Babylon put sanctions on Russia and got them out of SWIFT. SWIFT is the standardization for cross-border payments, all right, to transcend financial information very fast in order to do big transfers of money, millions, billions of dollars from one country to another, from one, currency to another. Okay. And so they're creating a maneuver to not get impacted by those sanctions, all right, by getting all these people on board to basically say, we don't need America no more. A lot of people is coming a part of that. And Saudi Arabia itself is the biggest one, because with Henry Kissinger and Nixon, what was it, the Bretton Woods system, and taking the dollar off of the gold standard, okay, in the 70s, early 70s, this is when the petrodollar became naturalized, so to speak, because the U.S. and Saudi Arabia made a deal, okay, saying that all oil will be purchased with the U.S. dollar, hence being a quasi foundation or backing of the dollar. All right, and everybody who needs oil, which everybody needs oil, have to convert their currency to American dollar in order to buy oil. Okay, so that is starting to fall, as Saudi Arabia now, what she's going to say, is willing to accept other currencies, aka no more petrodollar. All right, which is going to cause the oil per barrel is about 85-ish, 80 US dollars per barrel. Back in what was that, March, April, May, June of 2022, it went up to about 100 or 95, maybe even 110 in some days. all right, per barrel. And that's when you've seen the $5, $6, $7, $8 per gallon. And financial analysts now predicting $130 per barrel or more, which is going to get you your 8, 9, 10, 11, $12 per gallon. Okay. And everything uses diesel, trucks, and oil to transport goods, hence causing hyperinflation. So shit is about to hit the fan. Lord willing this year, and it seems like through the spirit this year, man. All right. So I'm gonna let this play. We're gonna get some scriptures. We're gonna close it out.
Well, guys, I was reading two articles today, and boy, I'll tell you what, the first one, unbelievable. So, apparently, in Davos, Saudi Arabia had come out and flat out said they're willing to sell their oil in alternative currencies to the US dollar, and this is big. Believe it.
You better believe it, man. Okay. Because OPEC, all right, the Petroleum Commission or whatever, I forgot what the rest of those, the acronym means. Okay, it's a bunch of countries that got oil. Saudi Arabia is the main one, and they're like, yo, this is what we're going to do. And for the last now, what, 50 years, right? America's has been, this place of unwalled villages, as the scriptures say, lavish, a great whore that is a virgin. You feel me? Like in Revelation, um, that is like of no widowhood. You know what I'm saying? Just everybody is, Americans, Babylonians has been able to live a certain type of lifestyle. And this is why he names get ready for a major lifestyle change, because what made this lifestyle like this was America and the OPEC cartel, making a deal to make the United States dollar basically on top, because it wasn't backed on gold, anyway. You see what I'm saying? This is why they call it the Petro dollar, because it's fake, quasi, pseudo backed on oil. But because of a contract that they made, you see what I'm saying? Which is why these Arabians are so rich anyway. These Ishmaelites. You see what I'm saying? So
You are definitely going to see a major push away from the US dollar as the world reserve currency. And the lifestyle that most Americans have enjoyed due to the petrodollar that was set up by Kissinger and Nixon and all that back in the 70s, you are going to see such a major and rapid decline. It is going to blow people away. And that is going to have a domino effect, to be sure, on how this, people here are going to be reacting in a political way. It is going to be a massive deal. I mean, you just imagine, most Americans don't even really realize, those that haven't traveled the world, just how fortunate they have been to have been holding on to the world reserve currency status, and how much of an impact that has genuinely had on their, quality of life and just everything like that. In fact, even the poor in America can actually be ranked as among the wealthiest in the world when you take a look at it from a global standpoint. It is truly mesmerizing. And the benefits that most Americans have enjoyed, it has been truly something. And of course, the US right now is the world's greatest economy, largest economy. Greatest, maybe not the right word, but largest economy to be sure. And I think that's going to be big time challenge. Now, of course, we're seeing all these BRICS countries. You've got Russia, China, and all that. And Saudi Arabia has been wined and dined by these guys and promised a lot of technology and, some AI stuff and on and on and on. And they have taken that bait, and they are looking at these other nations as being some major partners. And their confidence, get this, why do you think Saudi Arabia would have done that? Moved away from the US dollar, be willing to sell oil and alternative currencies, because their confidence in the US dollar and the US economy is also big time shaken. And
you see that? Oh man, I gotta get a precept on that real quick. This is the book. Let's see if I can find it. All right. This is the book of Obadiah. All right, chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy. See, these Edomites was confederate with these Ishmaelites, man, in Saudi Arabia, okay, with the OPEC. But even now, Ishmael is like, wait, you know, your economy ain't as propped up as you ain't the big bad bully as we think you is, man. All right, we're gonna make some moves and see in Book of Proverbs, it says the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord, and as a river he turneth it whithersoever he will. Roughly paraphrasing. So the reason why all of these, you know, top elite, these princes, these presidents, these prime ministers are moving the way they're moving because the Most High is putting his spirit upon them to do what they do. All right. Verse 7 again, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. You see, so, you know, Saudi Arabia was at peace with um America, you know what I'm saying? But they're prevailing against them because they're like, yo, you need us. At first we thought we needed you, but now you need us. Remember when back then last year, Sleepy Creepy Jim Crow Dro, he made a tour to Saudi Arabia, basically begging them for oil. And they said, nah, we not make it, because they said that we're gonna lower the oil production from some like 15 trillion barrels a year to like some 13 or 12, you know. They, as technology is increasing, more and more oil is being needed. You see what I'm saying? So they're prevailing against them as they're working now with other countries for their currencies to buy oil. Hence, if the so-called dollar is backed pseudo-ly, if that's even a word, you know, fake backed upon the petroleum, oil, all right, and nobody is using the US dollar to buy oil, that means the devaluation of the USD is going to drop and decline majorly. And the reason why America's lived the way they do is because America has, like he said, not the greatest, but the largest economy, even though that's starting to be shown not true. Why? Because the GDP, the gross domestic product, is actually lower than the money circulation, equaling inflation, right? And for the past 2 quarters, quarter four, quarter three of 2022, all right, has actually been negative growth, which shows you that this place is through. It goes on to say in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7, they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You see? So there's no understanding in Esau Edom. You see what I'm saying? They thinking that, you know, basically this new world order and they're gonna have everybody, but you got other, and it's house against house. See, it's a bunch of chaos. They're creating chaos, but a lot of that chaos, you know, they haven't prepared for, and they're trying to hurry up, scurry, you know, get things in a way where that they can have control over this thing. All right, they think they in control. See, the Most I got them thinking that they in control, but they not. All right, there's a lot of infighting going on. All right, and they're gonna fall. This empire is gonna fall, and everybody sees it. You see what I'm saying? The golden city is ceasing. All right.
Guys, we're seeing a major shift in political power around the world. Now, think about this.
Look at that, a major shit, and that's true. See, political power. It was the West, starting with, you know, America, and then you got who she rides on. All right, the beast, NATO and EU, but it's going back east. And see, the Russia, China, they think Saudi Arabia, even maybe, they think they're going to be up next, but they're not. You see what I'm saying? The major shift is going to be to Yahweh Shai and the tabernacle of David. All right, the governing body in the kingdom to come that's going to rule with a rod of iron. All right.
Hmm. With the advent of distributed ledger technology and these various forms of currency, right? Monetary instruments, store of value, unit of account, medium of exchange. Well, a lot of these distributed ledger technologies like XLM, Ripple, and various ones certainly fit that bill. These guys, all these BRICS nations that have been subject to this whole SWIFT system and being locked out and sanctions applied and political pressure applied through this monetary war, they're not going to be that bullet has lost its punch. Why? Because now they're building their own networks and their own systems, and they can circumvent that whole deal. And they don't need to be playing the same game. And I'll tell you what, it's going to turn those whole game of musical chairs right on its head. Don't kid yourself. And it wouldn't surprise me, guys, if this led to some sort of actual global conflict. It is going to be that bad.
You see, now, so it's actually going to turn into a global conflict. It is going to be that bad because of this monetary, because the scriptures say the love of money is the root of all evil. So all these countries have the love of money because they've all drunken of the wine of Babylon, which is Edomite capitalism. You see, slash communism, slash any theology that the Edomite came out with. All right. Khan, this is the brother Pillars of Benjamin, Psalm chapter 2, verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Exactly. They are imagining the New World Order. You see what I'm saying? And it's not going to come to pass. Okay? Not at all. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 8, in the Apocrypha. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. All right? So this cash, this USD, the petrodollar, and the coming CBDC, and whether it's from NATO or it's from BRICS or whatever, it's all going to be by deceit, man. And it's all going to be unrighteous. All right? Russians are Edomites too. Chinese are Moabites too. Saudi Arabians are Ishmaelites too. All right? They're all heathen. All right? And they don't rule the world, or they wouldn't rule the world with the wisdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which is the Torah, the Torah, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, because it wasn't given to them. You see? So the kingdom is going to be translated, and there's a major shift, but it ain't going to be to another heathen nation. It's going to be into the nation of Yasha Allah. All right? But the point is, as this major shift happens and before Yahweh Shah comes back, all hell is going to break loose if we're going to keep it on the topic of financially. Okay?
A second article that'll...
Yeah, he goes into the second article. We don't need to watch that. You feel me? So I'm going to leave it right there. Okay? Because as soon as this oil goes up, I want y'all to go Google, all right, oil prices per barrel today. Right? And like I said, financial analysts are saying eventually it's going to hit 130 or more. So if you're seeing, because prices have been going up already, right? I just looked the other day, you feel me? Premium now over here is some $4.80. You see what I'm saying? There was at one point where premium was like, it went down to like, I don't know what, $3, something like that. You feel me? The highest I done paid for premium was like some $5.30 or, you know, $5.50, somewhere around there. We gonna hit the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, man. And that's going to affect everything because everything is backed upon oil being the transportation of how you get your products. All right. The brother posted again, Pillars of Benjamin, Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. Let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness? Right. Okay. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. Khan. You see what I'm saying? So don't, no matter what heathen nation is being shown favor, aka rulership, okay, they still not gonna learn righteousness. If the Russians, the Chinese, the Saudi Arabians, you even got India now, because India has the greatest population past China now. No matter who it is, you know, the Indians being the Elamites, all right, they not gonna The rule, see, this in Proverbs it says when the wicked rule, the people mourn. So no matter who would be in rulership, if it's not the Israelites, they're gonna mourn, man. And when the righteous rule, aka the elect of Israel, um, the people shall rejoice. Okay, and they'll understand it when it comes, because it's gonna come. All right. Hey, Lord willing, I was edifying unto the elect. You got to be prepared, man. This is only the first month. You know, the Passover is in about a month and a week. After the first week of March, after about, let's say, the third week of March, man, shit is just going to the moon, man. Judgments. And I just seen the Elder Apostle Recall, it's crazy. Uh, he's doing a video right now live, which I'm about to go watch when I get off of it. Jake is getting their judgment, because judgment shall start at the house of, Yasha'Allah. You see what I'm saying? So again, Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharallah. Until the next time, Shalom.